I'm having a lovely morning walk here in Dieppe in France. Some of you that know me know that I come from Brighton in the UK. There is a lovely market in Dieppe on a Saturday. This is a Friday and it's raining a little bit, but I'm enjoying the freshness of the air and just having a little thought again about the concepts of inherency and exherency. And we could take some photographs here, probably fly a drone through here and very quickly create a copy of this town, this street in a metaverse and capture it with I would say almost a total exherent degree of accuracy. The nature of cameras now means that we could create this in 3D and you could have an avatar that is exactly like you walking through here and getting a very immersive experience, particularly with a VR headset. And that is the exherent reality that can be replicated with a computer. We could get the shading right, the sounds. At the moment we can't get the smell, we can't get all the physicality, but we can get pretty close. A Balkan steakhouse looks extremely nice and we could replicate that. In terms of at least a walk through, a wander around, there are clearly things at the moment we can't replicate. Inherently though, there's something that will completely elude AI. I would suggest forever. At least, pretty much forever, certainly in our lifetime. And that is the experience of having lived in Brighton that we can also replicate, put these things side by side, teleport in our avatars between both of them. I have been in Brighton since 1984. It's my home. I walk with great sense of feeling at home in that city. And I could even point to various exherent things that make me feel at home. But actually, in truth, as I walk through here, I feel more at home here at the moment, and I'm not sure why. But there are certain inherent qualities about this place that are not easy to describe, and I don't think they can be described exherently. It's mysterious, because actually the language isn't my own. Certainly the food is a bit strange to me compared to the food I'm used to. But there's just something about the mood of the place at the moment, the way people perhaps are holding themselves. It could be all these sort of inner attitudes rather than the exherent behaviour that is giving me a sense at the moment of feeling more at home here than feeling in my city of Brighton. And as I unravel the mystery, I could perhaps start to point to certain exherent qualities around this. Brighton has small shops that are all different, so does this. It could be the exherent quality, as there isn't a Starbucks, a Cafe Nero and all the other chains of coffee shops here. In fact, there's a boulangerie. I don't think it's part of a chain. Brighton has that too, but Brighton certainly does have that mass-produced set of cafes that are replacing the ones on every street corner. So it might be that makes me feel more at home here, because I like individual cafes, and I've just been in one called Cafe Moment, and there isn't another one like it in the world. So one of the inherent qualities could just be something in me that is drawn towards places that feel a little bit unique. Brighton's sort of fading in lots of ways too. A lot of the shops are closing down, replaced by online purchasing. Similarly here there are shops and houses for sale. But as I walk along here, there's just something also that drew me towards doing a show recently about Breton ghost tales. It was a remake of something I did literally in the few years after I arrived in Brighton. We called it Dealings with the Dead, and it was ghost stories that I found in that book called Dealings with the Dead, and we performed it as a group, and I did a solo version of it recently. And again, I'm not really sure why. So that current mystery, that uniqueness, it may be very nuanced. It might even be imagined by me, but I imagine it regularly as I walk along here. It hasn't faded. These are the inherent qualities that mark my experience, my feeling of joy, satisfaction, completeness, and therefore I would even say productivity, because it certainly inspired me to record this video, that I do not believe can be collected by computer, certainly by the technologies we've currently got, because though it might be able to replicate all the exherent qualities of this place, that sense, that inner feeling, I don't know if anyone else would get that if they came from Brighton, of here, is that somehow, having only been here a few times and never really lived in France, I don't have any family connections in France, that there's a feeling of inherent familiarity about the place, an inherent at-homeness, a sense of belonging as I walk along here. And I immediately picked it up. Staying in a hotel, stepping out for about the third time of being in Dieppe. It's here. So what is that quality? That quality is mysterious, it's subtle, it's nuanced, and I don't believe I can identify, at the moment at least, anything exherent about it. So any attempt to replicate this for me is going to miss something. And I could walk up that street and I have a feeling there are qualities, there are cracks in the pavement and things in the gaps, places between the ones and zeros, that binary world that the world of AI can create very easily, that will capture it. It will be elusive. And as I head down this main street on a Friday morning towards the building you might see in the distance, which is the Café Tribunal, which I'm meeting a friend in, a couple of friends. I'm sitting outside there, as I'm going to do, even though it's raining. I think there's a covered over area. I'm going to sit in my hometown of Dieppe, even though I've never lived here.